Hi guys, my name is Chataira Cooper, and so today we will be talking about my miscarriage. Okay, so since the last video that I made, or someone made for me rather, or the last video you seen from me personally was a video about my wedding. So, and sadly this has been the last video that I've had since I've gotten married. So today I just wanted to kind of catch you up on my life as well as talk about something that I have been wanting to talk about for a long time, and that's the story of my miscarriage. So firstly, I married the love of my life June 2nd, 2018, and so our year anniversary is coming up this coming Sunday. And it has been amazing, and there's so much content that I want to put out as far as being a newlywed and just what I've learned so far being married and stuff. So I do have a lot of content that I want to produce as far as that, because I feel like it can be helpful. But this year has been very good. Like, I'm happy. So yeah, I mean, and along with that just comes life. So this year around October, September, I can't really remember. Oh, October 4th, I found out that I was indeed pregnant, and I was happy, but I was kind of nervous because it was my first pregnancy, and I was just very unsure of like what kind of mom I would be. And even though I always wanted to be a mom, it was just nervous, like the first time being pregnant, like, just human stuff, I guess. So yeah, like I waited my few weeks. I waited till I was 8 weeks, and then I finally had my first appointment. And then once I got to the doctor, they told me that everything was fine. They did the transvaginal ultrasound, and I saw the baby, but I didn't hear a heartbeat because they said that they wanted to wait till the baby was a little older. So we didn't hear the heartbeat, but we did see the baby, which was exciting, and to see the heartbeat. So that was cool. Like, that was a really good experience. And so we went back, and we were supposed to go back when we were 10 weeks. And so we went to our appointment as normal. I didn't have a feeling that anything was wrong. I just wanted to see my baby, like see if it got bigger, or, just normal stuff, like life stuff, not knowing that my baby didn't have a heartbeat. So we went in there, and she couldn't find the heartbeat. And I believe that I have footage, so if I do, I'm gonna show you that right now. So yeah, so if you didn't see it, I'm sorry I couldn't find it, but if you did see it, that was the exact moment of her telling us that the baby didn't no longer have a heartbeat. It was still measuring 8 weeks or something. And so it basically died a few days after we had our ultrasound. So that was heartbreaking, but I can't say that I was too surprised, because I did have a dream that my baby lost his heartbeat. And that was crazy, because I remember telling Algernon and my mom that I had that dream, and it sucks, but I'm glad that God prepared me for that, because I probably would have taken it a lot harder in the hospital. But when I had the dream, it's like it felt real, but I was just like, maybe it's just like the nightmares that I was having like right before I got married. Like, like you just think like think of everything that could go wrong. So I was like, whatever, like trying to shake it out of my head, but kind of in the back of my head, I was like, whatever, like, hope for the best, prepare for the worst type mentality. So we left, and then, no, I didn't leave. I went to get scheduled for a surgery, and they were talking about having it 2 more days, and I was just like, no, I can't have this baby inside of me for 2 more days. Like, that's just, it's mentally, like, I couldn't handle knowing that my baby was no longer alive and inside of me, you know, because it was like, well, what happens if the baby wants to come out at any time? Like, it just would have been too much for me mentally. So I was like, I need to have a surgery, like, either today or tomorrow. So they found me one for tomorrow. The next day, which was pretty good, considering the fact that I wanted it the same day just to get it over with. And my doctor, I felt like he had horrible bedside manner. I also felt like he was just kind of like, oh, it's only going to take 10 minutes. And I'm like, well, what's 10 minutes? But it's still my baby. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I still wanted my child. Like, you know, so it sucks. Like, you just making it seem like another day at work, which it is for him. But to somebody like me, my first pregnancy, my first time being married, like, you know, it's like you could have been a little bit more sympathetic, but that was the doctor I chose. So, what else? So I had the DNC the next day, and my nurse was just so great. Like, when I got there, she was just amazing. Like, she was just like, I've been where you are. Like, I've gone through this and you're going to make it. And she was a Christian. So it was just reaffirming to know that everything was going to be okay. Like, nothing, like, she gave me like a sense of peace, even though that was the furthest thing that I felt in my heart at the time. Like, I was just nervous about the surgery. Like, was I going to be hurting down there? Like, what's going to happen? Like, you know, so when I got there, there was like these stains, like blood stains from, I guess, previous people. And it was just kind of like, I kind of hoped that I wouldn't stain it because I didn't want to participate or like add to that, you know. So I was just like, that's kind of terrible that they had that. Actually, I felt like I wish that they would have you know, like, gave me fresh sheets. Like, I don't know, like, I could have bought mine from Walmart, I guess. But anyway, I did it, and a week passed, and I felt like my mom felt like I should have been off of the pills as much, but I was still like taking them because I was in so much pain. And so she told me not to take them that day and to see what my pain was at the end of the day. And so I ended up in the ER because I was hurting so bad. And they did another transvaginal ultrasound and found out that the doctor had left some of the previous pregnancy stuff in me. I'm not exactly sure. It could have been tissue, could have been, I don't know. But he left some stuff in me, and that I would have to have a second DNC. So that was like, oh my God, like, are you serious? So I had to do it twice, but the second time I was in so much pain, I was almost begging them to like take me to the back. Like, I was shaking, like, it was just very painful. Like, I've never experienced like any pain like that in my life. And I guess it was just because my body was just trying to like reject whatever it was that they had in me. So yeah, like, I made it through that. And I mean, I guess like overall my experience was like, it wasn't traumatic, but it was a lot for me to realize that having kids are such a blessing. And then, like, you know, you're just human. So like, I was going through this thing of like, people literally throw their babies like on the street. People have kids who don't treat them right, who don't want them in the first place. And so for me to really, like, I felt like I did things the right way. Like, I got married, like, I didn't have kids outside of wedlock. And if that's your thing, that's your thing. But that's not what I wanted for myself. And that's just not how I was raised. Like, you get married and then you have a kid. That's how I was raised, that it like was supposed to go. So that's what I was waiting on. So I was just upset. Like, really, God, like, that's what you do, like, after you do everything correct. But it was just kind of a thing where it was just like, I would rather have my baby healthy, have my baby be in good health. Like, so from what I gathered, it's just like there's nothing that you can do to prevent a miscarriage. It's just something that happens when the chromosomes aren't adding up or something is wrong and the baby would just abort itself. So I didn't understand it, but at this point, it's kind of like you just have to be okay with never knowing like what exactly happened. So I would suggest, like, if you're going through that, to not beat yourself up or be like, well, what did I do? What could I have done differently? Like, was I lifting heavy stuff? Was I drinking the wrong thing? Like, it just, there's nothing that you can do but drive yourself crazy if you're trying to figure it out. So, yeah, so I'm kind of scattered because I didn't write nothing down. I'm just kind of talking from my heart because I feel like that's what's best for me. So the next thing that I want to talk about is just knowing that through everything, like when I got married, there was this scripture, Ecclesiastes 3:15, I think. And let me look it up. I have my phone. Oh, Ecclesiastes 3:11, and it talks about how God makes everything beautiful in his own time. And I remember, like, when I was dating my then boyfriend, Algernon, I would just be like, when you gonna marry me? Like, it's been almost 5 years. Like, what you doing? Like, you know, but I was so glad that things happened when they were supposed to happen because I felt like everything just fell into place. Like, I felt like my wedding would be like more stressful, more everywhere because that was my experience from like past weddings. But like that was one of the most relaxing days. Like I'm very shy in real life, but I felt like on that day, like it was just such a beautiful moment because it was just me and Algernon, like, and that's what it's been for like these past few years. And it's just like I get to literally marry my best friend. So I was just so happy. But when I'm thinking about my miscarriage, it's like even though that happened, like God still has amazing timing. Like, you know, it's like I've always wanted my child or my children to have a good quality of life. And if my baby wouldn't have had that, I wouldn't want that from them. Like, I want them to be happy and healthy and striving. Like, what mother, like, wouldn't want that for their child? So, I call it baby A because I never figured out the sex or whatever. But I mean, I feel like you never heal from it 100%. It's just kind of like you just learn to accept it. And it still hurts. I have my little picture over there. I'll show you in a minute. But overall, like, I'm just glad that I told my family and friends because I felt like we had people praying for us, like, when we were going through that. And I know people who wait, you know, forever to share. And then if something bad happens, you don't really have people there for you. Like, I'm all about the people who are there for me in that time. Like, not people who are just fake there, like, but people who are genuinely there. So, like, it was good to have my mom, my sister, my husband, like, his family, like, everybody just praying for us. Like, that means a lot, like, you know, because it's like you need that stuff. Like, you need the strength and the prayers, like, when you're going through, like, such a hard time. So I'm trying to think of what else I could say about the miscarriage. It's been a few months since I've had it. It was around November, so it's been a good 6 months, and I feel like I've taken my time to grieve. I've taken my time, you know, to cry, and there are days that are hurtful because my baby would have been born around June 16th. So, now that it's almost June, I'm like, okay, no baby, like, you know, but I'm still grateful that God chose my baby to go to heaven, and that I'm even grateful for the opportunity to even get pregnant because there are so many people that I've been watching their stories and how they've had so many miscarriages. They've had to have like IUIs and like some people try for like 5 years and they still never get pregnant. And just to be on this journey of becoming a mother, like, I'm just so grateful that God chose me because, I mean, why not? Like, I love kids. So, yeah, this was my story, and I'm glad that I am able to talk to my camera to reach some of you out there who are struggling, because I know when I was going through this, I was researching miscarriage like no other. And the one thing that helped me was somebody telling me that you're gonna have to be okay with not knowing exactly what happened. Because a lot of times in our Christian journey, our Christian walk, we want to know everything, when it's supposed to happen, how is it going to happen, where, when, all the 5 W's. Like, and that's not how God works. So I just believe that this was a good lesson for me to just be reminded that I have to have faith, and no matter what's going to happen is God's will, and I just want whatever He wants for me at the end of the day. So, this video was kind of sad, but I don't really feel that sad anymore. I'm just more so grateful for the things that are gonna happen in my life very soon. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I created for my baby, and maybe that'll help you too, because when I lost my baby, I just wanted something that was tangible, something that can remind me of it. And I just didn't want like a necklace or something that I would be asked about a lot. So I just chose to have a picture frame made, and my cousin made me, my cousin helped me make it, and she, yeah, we put that together. And so, yeah, I'll show you. Okay, so it says, you were carried for only a moment, but are loved for a lifetime. And then I have the date of that I found out I was pregnant. And then my ultrasound. And then just some like little decorations around it. Yeah, and I just wanted something that would go in my living room, like the theme of it or whatever. So yeah, I have some flowers on here, some butterflies, a A, because I wanted to name my baby something with A, like their dad, Algernon. And yeah, like, this is just literally a part of our story. It doesn't mean that life is horrible for us. We just have faith, and we always trust God. And no matter where you are in your Christian walk, I just want to encourage you to just have faith that everything is going to work out in your favor, because it does. Like, no matter what bad things happen, there are so much more that we can be grateful for. And I'm just glad that I have an angel baby, like, that I was just able to get pregnant, period. So I guess, I'm sorry, this pillow is getting on my nerves. I guess I could talk to you guys about things that people said to me when they found out that I was having a miscarriage, that seemed to be very insensitive, but there's really no but. That's just what it is. And sometimes I had to remind myself, like, they're just trying to help, like, don't get offended, like, you know, like, they didn't mean it in that manner, but what they say comes off insensitive. So a lot of times I've heard, well, at least you know you could get pregnant, or you'll have another baby, or oh yeah, don't worry about it, your body's just rejecting the fetus. Like, okay, so yes, it's true. If God wants me to have a baby, another baby, I will get pregnant, but that doesn't mean that I didn't want the first baby. Like, that baby can never be replaced. Like, there's no replacing my first baby. Like, once you have a child, you don't have the same child again. Like, you know, Um, and yeah, it's just a lot of things that people say that are insensitive, but you just kind of have to take it with a grain of salt, because one thing's for sure is that if you never had a miscarriage, you can possibly know what somebody's going through. And that could be said about a lot of things, but I know for sure that before I had a miscarriage, I didn't know everything about it, so I didn't really understand it, honestly. But once I went through it and I processed my feelings, and I watched YouTube videos, and I watched just different videos about the body, like I really went in on the research, because that's just how I am, period. But I really wanted to know, like, as a woman, like, what was happening, like, you know? And so even though people don't know what to say, or they might say the wrong thing, like, don't feel like they're just being insensitive. I just feel like people should just really be like, I don't have anything to say, or just say I'm praying for you if they don't know what to say, because you can say the wrong thing, and if it's to the wrong person, then it's kind of detrimental, you know? But mentally, I'm strong. I had to really deal with these feelings, because I didn't want these feelings to come back, or I didn't want to get pregnant again feeling like I'm going to replace that baby, because it's not. Like, I feel weird about even using the same name. Sorry, my camera cut off. So I wanted to name my first baby, if it was a girl, Araya, or if it was a boy, Aiden. So yeah, I can't name my second kids those names, because I feel like they were reserved for what it would have been, my baby. So yeah, so if you guys have any questions that you want me to address below, if I wasn't clear on something, just let me know, and I'll be happy to update you guys. And when I do have another baby, I will keep you guys abreast on the situation and how I'm feeling about that, because I am curious to know, like, what feelings will I have, like, being pregnant again and stuff. So I just thank you guys for watching my video. And if you haven't checked out my website website name is Chataira.com, where I have different blogs and stuff. And I even wrote about my miscarriage. So if you guys have anything else that you would like to see from me as far as videos, video topics, I'll talk more about miscarriage if you like. But if that's all, I'll see you guys in my next video. All right, bye.